Hi, this is Mike Dierks, Regional Home Missionary Coordinator for the Presbytery of Ohio. And today we're talking with Reverend Larry Oldaker, pastor of the church in Sandusky, Ohio, Firelands Grace. So, Larry, welcome.
Thanks, Mike.
And how are you doing? First of all, condolences for the loss of your father. I know the Presbytery was praying for you, and it's been a difficult time, but we do pray for you. But beyond that, how are things going at Firelands Grace?
Thanks, Mike. Appreciate it. Yeah, I think things are going well. We're in a rented building. As you may remember, back right before Easter, we lost the lease on the building we had on Columbus Avenue, excuse me. And so we had to find a replacement pretty quick. And we were able to lease the First Presbyterian Church downtown, which is a PCUSA congregation. They've been very gracious. And we've moved into the facility. We're allowed to use whatever part of it that we need. And that has given us some opportunities. People have found us. We're probably, between regular new visitors, there's at least 10 every week coming. Some of them are regulars, obviously, but others, keep popping in and pop out, and we get new people to check on us. So it's been really, really, really good. We've had a couple babies born. So I did a covenant baptism with one family, working on covenant baptism with some others. As you know, it's still sort of a work in progress with Reformed theology and those kinds of things. We had a membership class. 2 members were received a couple weeks ago, and I'm getting ready to interview some more this coming week. So God's adding to our number. And we're having, again, people that have found out from us. Cody keeps doing roofing work, and every time he does a roofing work, he tells somebody about the church and they show up. So we're getting visitors that way. So got some challenges, some counseling needs with some marriages. These are young people with not a lot of good role models, I guess I would say. So it's keeping us busy.
Yeah. So you're in a PCUSA. Obviously, that's not a long-term solution. So I know there's some things brewing. So why don't you share with the viewers some of the things that are going on with a potential future home?
Yeah, well, we got a 90-day lease on the PCUSA building. That got us into the end of June. We've renewed it because it was renewable. I was told today that another group that they had worked with was thinking about coming back in November. So we're in a time frame. One of the things we've been working on is a closed Lutheran church building. It's called Resurrection Lutheran Church in Perkins Township, which is it was about 3 miles south of our previous location. And it's located in a development. The building closed. It's been sitting empty. It needs some work. And there were some legal issues with the property in terms of, it gets into legal, tall grass here, but there was a reversion clause that said something about property had to revert back to the family that donated the land. Anyway, we've worked out all those things. John Burton at Covenant Mansfield's been very helpful with that. And so we've got things pretty well set. We've got an agreement, on paper at least, to purchase the building for a really low price of $5,000 and legal costs. In other words, what would make the transfer of the property to our ownership. They're not trying to make money on the property. And so we would be able to get this building with some work done on it. Trying to think. So that's the progress for us. It needs a roof. The biggest thing that it needs is heating and air conditioning. There's no heat in the building. The old original boiler system is damaged, and so it has to be replaced with something. So the congregation is excited. We're growing. We need a place to move to. We need something more stable, obviously, and so this is an option that we're looking at.
Yeah. Okay. Can I share the picture of what this looks like with our viewers?
Yeah, that would be a good idea. Making a picture of this building. That building sits on 2 acres of ground. And so you have the sanctuary there on the A-frame roof with a cross on it. And then to the left, where you have that canopy area, and all that is an educational wing. There's about 10,000 square feet in that building. What we're hoping to do, obviously, is to use the sanctuary, which would seat probably it's got pews in it now, so it would probably seat, close to 350 people.
Okay.
And just part of the educational wing, because we need use of the restrooms that are in there. But we wouldn't do the whole building right away, just from the restrooms basically over to the sanctuary. That would give us the sanctuary, restrooms, some office space, some classroom space, and a fellowship room.
And I'm going to bring up the parcel picture. How much acreage do you have with it?
Yeah, if you see that parcel there, you can see the large rectangular gray area in the back south side. That's the parking lot there. The building is the other part just next to it. And that whole parcel is about 2 acres. It's just under 2 acres. It's all level. There's no basement. It's slab construction. It's easy access. And it's part of this, it's actually on the very edge, the south side of a complete neighborhood, a development that was probably growing back in the 70s. And our guesstimates is that, again, probably less than 20% of the people are going to church somewhere. So
this is the neighborhood, and this is the church, right?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, you can see all the houses, and you can see the neighborhood there. So it affords us, and it's right off. There's a main street, Mike, that's like to the upper right corner diagonal. Yeah, right there. That's Columbus Avenue. That goes all the way into Sandusky, and it is off a main drag, and it's easy to get to because of where it's at. But that whole area there, is, you can see, is housing residential development. There's maybe a couple of churches nearby, but they're the closest ones, maybe 3/4 of a mile. And so we have lots of potential, I think, to reach families. That's the goal.
Yeah, cool. Okay. Well, as you mentioned, there's a transfer fee plus some legal things, but there's repairs.
Right.
So walk the viewers through what that means and looks like.
Well, yeah, there are 2 major components that need to be fixed. The sanctuary roof is in great shape. It was damaged by hail before the building church closed back. I think the church closed about 5-6 years ago. So that had a new roof on it. But the flat educational wing, that roof has exceeded its life expectancy. And so that flat roof, which is that rubber membrane stuff, that's actively leaking now. And so what we're going to have to do is replace that roof, and then repair the inside from the water damage that you've got, because it's got a drop ceiling, so the insulation got to come out and the drop ceilings. That's not so bad, but that's a major part. Cody Goff, our elder, owns his own roofing business, so he's willing to give us a deal on the roof. And so there's that aspect. The other aspect is, as I mentioned, the heating and cooling. There is no air conditioning in the building right now. It was constructed with a hot water boiler that was damaged because it wasn't winterized correctly. And the building's not constructed to be able to install forced air. So what we come up with is those mini splits. They become popular today. And we've figured out how many we would need to heat and cool the building. And so that would be the next part, would be to put in those mini splits. And once you have that done, the building is then usable. Now, it would need to be cleaned, and because it's been locked up, and whatnot. It would also need to obviously have paint. The flooring needs to be fixed. Things have been damaged by the water, but really the building is structurally sound. It's a cement block construction, it's brick construction. It's really undamaged that way. It just needs those components fixed.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like an opportunity for our diaconal Minutemen to come to the aid along with others in the presbytery. So financially, what type of numbers are you looking at? Where are you at? Walk us through the financial needs that you have, as well as, kind of the resources you currently have access to.
Yeah, so to do the above, we talked about those major component fixes, and to get the building usable for us, we've got an estimate from Cody at about $150,000. Now, when you're looking at buildings, houses, whatever, you have to pad it because there's always going to be a surprise.
You don't know what's behind the wall.
Yeah, that's right. Now, fortunately, these walls are brick, but you never know. So, yeah, so we've padded that. So we're looking at a total project right now about $200,000.
Okay.
What we've done is we've made application to the OPC loan fund, and having discussions with them, they've really encouraged us to seek to raise about half of that money. And so that's what we're about to do. We're getting ready to make some appeals to the Presbyterian churches, to other people, to help us raise the money. At this point in time, we've mentioned this to our congregation. They're obviously excited. They want to get in there. We got a lot of guys that want to, sweat equity. The guys are young. They want to get working on it. We got some other offers to help. Like you said, some guys at Presbyterian have already contacted me. In fact, I just had a visitor come on Sunday. He's a pastor of a Reformed church. He used to be in the area, and he's out in Minnesota now as a pastor. I'm not sure if it's a URC church, but he was so thrilled that he said, "You let us know, and we'll send out a team of young farm boys out, come and help you." So that's kind of fun. So we've raised already just this summer, basically, since the weather got nice, about $30,000.
Okay.
And I think there's some more that's going to be coming in. So, we're starting, but the goal would get to be that halfway mark, about 100,000. That's kind of what we put out there. And we think it would just take a few months to get this building usable. So we would start that process, 1st of September, Lord willing.
Okay. Okay. So you're looking at about anywhere from 60 to 70,000 in addition to kind of come along beside.
Yes.
And I think you've shared the link where they can make a donation, so I can add that to the video so that people can click on that link. Obviously, they can send it to the church, which I'll again put that web address in there. There'll be a mailing address in there for people if they want to send a check. Anything else that the churches can do as we think about, as we wrap this up, obviously pray for your situation, consider giving either individually or as a church or something in that space. How else can the churches encourage and support you right now?
Well, I think the biggest thing is prayer. I mean, God has been doing amazing things. And even the fact that we've raised, without asking a whole lot, $30,000 speaks to what God is doing. So just pray that God would open the doors. He's giving us opportunities to minister to people. We're seeing people looking for us because that we preach the Bible and we apply it to life, and Christ is being honored and glorified. And so pray. And then if they can give, that would be really appreciated. We've really appreciated the denominational and Presbyterian support over the years. And then I suppose, as we get closer to this, think about September. What's your fall look like? Maybe we can use your arms and legs.
Yeah.
If you're able to
and
come
back.
Yeah, well, that too. And that would be great. We probably gonna need some work teams to clear out and then install things. A lot of it's going to be cleared out first. The damaged stuff's going to be pulled out of there before we can kind of put it back together. So yeah, those are the things I'm thinking that we probably could use right now.
Yeah.
I will be sending out a letter to the Presbyterian churches, probably through the state clerk. That's in process, and we're going to be talking about it tonight at our session meeting. And so that should be coming soon.
Okay, well, very good. I'm going to put this picture up one more time, just so people can see the opportunity that's in front of Firelands Grace, a beautiful building. I've driven by it before, has lots of space for kids to play. This is a drop-off lane, and then the parking is in the back, plenty of parking. As Larry said, it is bigger than they need now, but Lord willing, it will be full.
Yeah.
But so thank you. Any final words, Larry?
No, just keep us in prayer, and that obviously God's got a plan in mind. So that we would know how to use this building wisely if God would open the door for us.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for your time.
Thanks,
God bless
Mike.
you, brother.
Bye-bye.